Hello everybody, welcome to week 8. These are the things you got to know. This week we are talking about buying and kicking things off. Number one, the advantage of solitary buying is that you're able to adjust to trends quickly. So as opposed to a big shop that may have multiple stores, it's difficult for them to buy a lot of new gear that's coming out in small quantities. Which shops would you put it in? Where would you put it? A small shop doesn't have those issues because they're only buying for themselves. And so if there's a hot new product that comes out, they can buy it right away and put it in their solitary location. Number two, conversely, a centralized buyer is going to have the ability to buy large quantities, which gives them greater discounts. So as you've seen with the consolidation in the snow sports world, this has helped retailers grow bigger because the amount that they can save buying those products allows them a greater margin and in return greater profits for that retail store. Number three, when we're talking about POH, we're talking about product on hand, which essentially means what does the retailer have on hand in the store at that given moment. This is important to manufacturers because it lets them know how much product the retailer has on hand at that given moment and potentially how much that product's going to be reordered for the upcoming season. Number four, chain stores are a good example of centralized buying. Typically, those chain stores are going to have one buyer or a series of buyers that work on behalf of all the different locations. So if you have a store in Denver, in Salt Lake, in Boise, those stores are all going to be bought for by a centralized buyer versus having a buyer in each of those three locations. Number five, if you think about it from a manufacturer standpoint, it's advantageous to carry multiple lines. This allows you to outfit that retailer in multiple categories. So perhaps you sell skis and snowboards, but then you also manufacture helmets and goggles or clothing. You can sell that store all those different categories, which helps your distribution. It also helps your financing because you're getting more cash coming in. So there's different ways of creating income streams. So if skis or snowboard sales are down, but accessories or clothing lines are up, you're hedging that and allowing yourself more income coming from one side versus the other side. And also from a product standpoint or a brand standpoint, you're creating a broader image of your manufacturing, and that in turn builds more brand awareness. The advantage of the national and regional trade shows is it gives the retailer and the manufacturer time to spend together to talk about what types of products they want to bring in for the next year, discuss buying decisions, essentially make some clear-cut decisions on which products they're going to keep and which products they may swap out for other new products that are coming into the line. Number seven. From a manufacturer rep standpoint, it's important to attend trade shows because it gives you a chance to meet with your retailers, meet with other brands that you may want to pick up for another line. So if you want to look at a summer line or something like that, that might be a new option for you. And also look at what the competition is doing. So it gives you a sense of where the industry is at that given moment. The regional on-snow shows are an important part of the industry because it gives the retailer a chance to actually try the product before they buy it. This helps shape their buy for the upcoming year because they have a better sense of the product's ability to perform at different levels. So, which price points and which models do they want to bring in. That also gives them talking points. So when they're talking to the end consumer, they can say, I rode the snowboard and I liked it because X, Y, Z. And it also gives you a comparison of one brand to the other. So from a retailer standpoint, you can essentially evaluate the manufacturing qualities of one brand's unit versus another.